and they outplayed us.
C.J. Peterson, San Francisco Examiner. Steve, that third quarter was a real turning point in this game. 2 years ago, you guys led the league in third quarter differential. You guys outscored your opponents by almost 5.5 points. Did it kind of bring you back to that season, the 2016-17 year? And how big was that third quarter, like I said, in your mind?
I was actually thinking of the 2013 year when that was happening. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't thinking about any other thing but tonight's game. This was, if you've been watching the NBA for a while or part of it, game twos scare you. If game one goes smoothly, game two is terrifying because human nature sets in. And I thought that was the case tonight. And they have 2 days to stew on the first game and make their adjustments. And so that's, that's something we knew was coming, but human nature doesn't allow you to bring the same level of fear and appropriate fear and respect and the edge that you need. And we didn't find that until the third quarter. And, we were down, I guess, 16 at half or 15. But the NBA game is a long, long game. There's so many possessions. And with our team, we always feel like we have a chance. And we kept playing, and our guys got it done. They were amazing in that third quarter and then down the stretch as well.
Standing up here, left-hand side.
Logan Murdoch, NBC Sports Bay Area. Steve, you guys were down right here. You guys were down 8 with, I think, 4 minutes left, and Draymond kind of got it going. You got a block. You got a few passes. How would you describe his play down the stretch?
Draymond?
Draymond.
Tremendous. He was in some foul trouble tonight, and I thought our bench really did a good job of keeping us in the game and allowing us to keep Draymond on the bench, late third, early fourth. We bought him some time, and then he came back in, I guess, around the 8-minute mark. And his defensive play down the stretch, Andre's play at the end there, just fantastic stuff. And that's what it takes in the playoffs. You have to have multiple guys playing at a really high level. And obviously Steph was brilliant tonight. Looney was brilliant. And we got the defensive effort that we needed down the stretch.
Front row center.
Steve Mark, Medina Bay Area News Group. Obviously, Steph and Clay have done this so many times before, but especially with Kevin, Al, what kind of leadership qualities did you see them showing throughout the game?
They just, they know who they are, and they know our team. This team's been together a long time, so they trust each other. And when they trust each other with the ball and the ball starts moving, that's when we're tough to guard. I thought in the first half we were taking some quick shots when we fell behind, and I thought in the third quarter we finally started to settle down, and Steph and Clay had a big part in that.
Second row, left-hand side.
Dwight James, NBC Sports Northwest. Steve, they had 18 made threes, and you guys had 9. It's very uncommon in this league for the team that makes the most threes, especially by that margin, doesn't win. Does that happen to your team very often?
It happened in the Houston series. I think there was a game where they made 17. Raymond?
Yeah, 17. I think we made 9 or 8.
Yeah, so it can happen. It doesn't happen often in this league, but that's one of the reasons I said I felt like we stole it. I mean, they shot the lights out. They did a great job spacing the floor and moving the ball against our traps, and they got good shots. They got big performances from Seth Curry and Rodney Hood off the bench, and we dodged the bullet for sure.
Fifth row, right-hand side.
Hi, Ramona Shelburne, ESPN. So you talking about you stole this game. I mean, have you seen a walk-off steal like Andre Iguodala just had at the end there?
I think from Andre, he's done that before. During my 5 years here, I think I've seen him do that a couple of times. He's an incredible defender because he's got the whole package between the athleticism, the length, but most importantly the brain. He just understands his opponent. He understands the spots where the opponent is trying to get to, and quick hands to get a steal like he did on that last play. It was an amazing play against one of the best players in the league.
Fourth row, left-hand side.
Wes Goldberg with Forbes. There was a lot made of the coverages against Steph after he goes off for 36 points in game one. They adjust their coverages in game two. He scores 37 points, not necessarily off from the three-point line like he did the last game, but what are you seeing from Steph, and just can you talk about his game right now?
What do I think about what?
Just how he's playing right now in general, reacting to the defense the way
Yeah, I
he
mean,
has.
he's been on a great run these last few games. You know, he had a few games during the Houston series that weren't up to his standards. He would be the first to tell you that. But from you know, from Game 6 in Houston through these first two games, he's just been on a great roll. But that's what you expect from great players. You know, they might have a couple tough games, but they don't stay down for long.
Fifth row, middle.
Colin Ward Henninger, CBSSports.com. Draymond obviously gets a lot of attention for his defense and his energy, deservedly so, but what does he bring on the offensive end with his playmaking and the way he pushes the ball?
Well, he's our leading assist guy, and you know the way people play Steph allows Draymond to be the playmaker frequently in our games because you know he just catches the ball out of the traps and then he's just a great passer, great decision maker, throwing the lob, throwing the cross court passes. So he's you know he's a fantastic two-way player and a guy who has been just irreplaceable around here for a long time.
Far back, left-hand side.
Steve Mindybach, ABC 7 Sports. Jordan Bell had a career night, especially in that third quarter. What allowed him to kind of finally get his game going?
Well, I think it's a good series for him. It's a good matchup. The way we're playing suits him. We need a lot of speed out there, and I think the last 3 games, you know, the Game 6 in Houston and the first 2 games here, he's kind of settled down. He's been very comfortable, very relaxed. He's not in a rush, and he's playing good basketball. So he will continue to get minutes.
Second row, right-hand side.
Steve Mark Schwartz, ESPN. Steph has talked about what it's like to face his brother in a situation like this on this kind of stage. They know each other so well. They have such feelings for each other. When you watch them go at each other tonight and the way that Steph knows and reads Steph, what's it like watching that dynamic of them trying to, the game within the game, best each other?
Well, I thought of their parents at one point. Can you imagine, you know, watching your 2 boys go head to head in a playoff game and both of them hitting huge shots, and it must have been an amazing night for Dell and Sonia and Sadell. It's an incredible story, you know, to have 2 boys in the NBA, but particularly in the conference finals, playing head to head and knocking down all these big shots. That's must be fun.
Standing up, right-hand side.
I'm Monty Poole, NBC Sports Bay Area. Steve, we got the news on Kevin right before the game started. I'm wondering from your point of view, first of all, what your reaction was to the news that he'll be reevaluated again next week. And second of all, is there a mental adjustment or anything from going from wondering if he might be back to thinking maybe he won't be back in this series?
There's no mental adjustment. It's just you just play. You go out there with what you have, and you know this is our 3rd game, 3.5 games really without him, and so we're just trying to hold down the fort, and you know hopefully he continues to progress than we thought at the very beginning, and so we'll see where it all goes. But he's in there all day long getting treatment. He's done a great job of committing himself to that process. Rick and his staff are in there all day, and hopefully he'll be back at some point. But we'll just wait and see.
Final one, fourth row center.
Tony Harvey, Sacramento Observer. Coach Kerr, game 2. You're up 2-0 now. Now you have to go up to Portland. Game every other day. So what is your view, going into game 3?
Well, we're fortunate to be in the position we're in. We know we're going into one of the toughest arenas to play in the league. And we've been in this situation many times, so we know how we have to play. We've got to play with great discipline and some desperation like we did for only parts of the game tonight. We got to play that way the whole game, and that's what it'll take up in Portland. Thanks a lot.
Coach Stotts is on his way in.
All right, before we get to Coach Stotts, here are the highlights of Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Damian Lillard looking to bounce back after his Game 1, where Lillard shot 4 of 12 from the field, scoring 19. Here we go early on, guys, and the Blazers came out aggressive.
They came out aggressive, attacking, knocking down shots early, sending a message to Golden State that they're here to play.
But Steph Curry was carrying the offensive load again. No Kevin Durant for the third straight. Curry with 12 in the first quarter.
Yeah, he came out and he not only shot the ball well, but they needed all the points that he was making during that run to combat the three-point shooting that the Trailblazers came out with.
Lillard didn't score in the first quarter. Here's C.J. McCollum. The Blazers in the first half from downtown, 11 of 22, Grant.
Yeah, they really got it going downtown, playing good defense. A lot of confidence offensively from this Blazer team here in this first half.
Everyone getting involved there. Seth Curry. Here's Lillard with 10 points. Now go third quarter. And we know what the Warriors do coming out of the locker room.
You know, they always hit you with the bop gun coming out in the third quarter.
What is it?
I call it the bop gun. B-O-P, the bop gun. They shoot the ball well, they make the adjustments, they pass the ball, they move, they screen, they play with such a heightened energy and commitment in that third quarter, and it's routine for them.
Warriors got 11 points in transition in the third quarter. They outscore the Blazers 39-24. They go on a massive 24-6 run after being down by 16 at one point. They are tied going to the fourth. Here in the fourth quarter, get a little more of a Dame time.
Yeah, Dame got it going here, downtown, getting to the basket. Portland was looking really comfortable after that third quarter from the Warriors. They were in control. But those two guys right there took over, Jared, down the stretch.
Here comes, Steph behind his back. Don't do him like that. And Draymond running the offense.
Good pass.
Iguodala on the receiving end. Warriors were down 108-100 with about 4.5 to go. Seth Curry with a massive three. The parents split. What do? 1 point game. Here comes Draymond up top to Looney.
That was a beautiful pass. Not only was it a beautiful pass, and then we see the same play again. They're afraid to rotate, and Draymond makes the layup. I mean, great read by he and Steph.
Still an opportunity for Lillard. We've seen him do it before, but Iguodala, a former Finals MVP, coming up with the defensive play of the game.
Great defense, and how about this, the gall to reach in on Lillard at a three-point shot. But that was clean. Great D by Iggy.
Fantastic play by Andre Iguodala to steal the win. Lillard and company leave his hometown from Oakland, go to the town he now calls home, Portland, down 2-0. Curry's sensational again, 37 points in the Golden State win. The head coach of the Portland Trailblazers is Terry Stotts, and he's now at the podium.
Kerry Eggers, Portland Tribune. First half, you guys outscored Golden State 18-3 on points off turnovers. Second half, it totally flipped 21-0 in their favor. What happened there, and how critical was that to the outcome?
Can you repeat that again?
Points off turnovers totally flipped. You guys won it easily in the first half. It's 21-0 in their behalf in the second half.
The third quarter we had 5 turnovers. They were able to take advantage of them. First half we had a really good offensive half. Didn't turn the ball over much. That being said, we only had 1 turnover in the fourth. But I don't think I've always said this on the box score. When you look at points off a turnover, I think that's misleading because it doesn't necessarily always mean that the turnover led to points. It could be a 3-second call. It could be whatever. So I think sometimes that's a little misleading. But our turnovers in the third quarter did hurt us.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. Terry, Dame's obviously hit a ton of big shots for you over the years and in these playoffs. What did you think about that last possession, and were you looking for him to go ISO there?
On the very last one, you know, honestly, we were out of timeouts. We just got to get a shot up. You know, get him the ball. It's a tough situation to be in. You know, we couldn't necessarily run something to run a play, but I thought he did the best job he could as far as trying to get a 3 up.
Terry, Mark Schwartz, ESPN. You rolled with Seth for 29 minutes tonight. He had 4 steals. He made some huge shots. The one with a minute left was huge. When you look at the way he battles and goes at his brother, what kind of things do you see in how much he wants this particular matchup?
I'm sure that has something to do with it, but I think he's a basketball player who competes, you know, and we're in the Western Conference Finals, and he wants to do well, and he had a terrific game at one point. You know, before they went on the run, his plus minus was like a plus 24. So he had a very good game. I'm sure having his brother out there has something to do with it, but I think it goes beyond that. Possibly. Again, you'd have to ask him.
Terry, Janie McCauley from Associated Press. How much did Draymond on both ends kind of hurt you guys down the stretch? And Steve was just in here a minute ago and said, we stole this game. Do you sort of feel?
They played like a championship team would here at home. They made plays in the last 3 minutes, and we didn't. You know, Draymond's a good basketball player. He's smart. He's aggressive Draymond's a good basketball player. He's smart. He's aggressive at both ends. And they know how they've been at this a long time. They played a lot. They did a good job of attacking us offensively, and we didn't take advantage of our opportunities on the offensive end. I think we had 2 or 3 points in the last 3.5 minutes, and we got to be able to score in those situations.
Terry, they made that huge run in the third quarter, took the lead. You guys came back. Do you take solace from that, the competitive nature of this game going into Game 3?
You know, it was a pretty good run. You know, they made threes, forced turnovers, got aggressive defensively. I liked that we didn't lose our composure, that we got it back into the game, took a nice lead. You know, you hate to lose a game, but I think we showed that we can compete with them. You know, it was a much better game than we played in Game 1. Now we got to go get 2 at home, but it starts with Game 3. But yeah, we beat them in the regular season, and we did play a good game, much better game at both ends of the floor tonight. So we got to take that into Game 3.
Terry, Mark Schwartz, ESPN. To play them so close here and to have a shot to beat them at the end, and to know that Durant is not in the lineup, Boogie Cousins is not in the lineup, does this feel to you like a missed opportunity?
Regardless of those guys, you know, that has nothing to do with it. I think it is a lost opportunity, no question. We had a chance to get one here on the road. We played a good game. We led for a good part of the game. So it had nothing to do with those other 2 guys. It's just we had a chance to win. We didn't.
Okay, we're up there. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
That's the head coach of the Blazers, who goes to Portland down 2 games to none. Steph Curry.